Hello, my beautiful earthling friends out there. I have a new video message for you today. This is partly to do, this message that I got today is actually from a discussion that I had through my beautiful, wonderful, amazing friend Aurora, who you all are quite familiar with. Um, Outside of what we do with doing our little videos and that together, this is uh, goes on a discussion that I had with her when I was in one of my really down moments, and boy, did the lights go off then of, go off, how should I say? They didn't go out like, in a dark, like I'm saying something. I mean, the light bulbs went off in my head, okay? Like with a little ding, 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 realizing that, wow, what she said was so powerful. So I can't take all the credit for this today, but I did do my own connecting with the all divine and my guides and that, and also taking in information that I feel I have been guided to get, and now I'm putting it out for you, and I'm hoping that somehow maybe this video will inspire you to find what it is. If you feel like it's making videos, if you feel like you're getting a message to make videos or make write books or whatever, do it. There's plenty of room. Nobody owns the top. You know what I mean? There are some very arrogant humans out there that want to be, well, I'm special. We're all special. We're all special. We are all amazing. We all have amazing gifts that have been bestowed upon us from the all divine, and our guides are put in place to help us to connect with those beautiful, amazing gifts and how they can be of service to others, not just to put in on ourselves, and we need the spotlight and being all arrogant. In fact, the little thing that Aurora and I do, and that we are trying to empower you guys so that you will also get your message out there, especially if you've come from, like me, I've had I've always had experiences since I was a baby. Sleep paralysis is, bleh, I can't get my words out. Sleep paralysis moments, and like paranormal or events, and or sometimes stuff to do with extraterrestrials and that. And I felt, because we live in a world where a world that's completely black and white. Logic, we're not allowed to venture out into the gray area. They think of it that way. Now, to me, that's kind of sounds negative, saying the gray area, but that's basically what they call it, right? That's the area of the skepticism as to whether, I mean, the skeptics, where they want to come in and be like, there's not enough science, there's no scientific proof on that. I don't think that life is about everything has to be scientific proof, boom, no, it's gotta be this way, or it's gotta be that way. You know what? People like that, I'm like, that's okay, you believe what you want, but you can take your little kite and go fly it somewhere else, because I'm not going to let that invade my own truth in what feels right for me. So that's why this topic today is owning your truth, okay? So, or living your truth, okay? And that's why it's taken me a lot of years to start really living my truth. And because I was so afraid before, because just like everybody else, we are conditioned to not live our truth, okay? Because somebody else wants power over you. Somebody else wants you to feel like you are a nothing, you're a nobody, and they are the ones who, that is not what the all divine wants for humans at all to some feel like that they need to be power over everybody else. You know, that's them on their own power trips, and they are very disconnected from the all divine and the purpose, because we're all here to help each other, and by helping each other and helping each other open to their gifts, and that it's all part of learning process and evolving. Because why are you here if you're not living your truth? Then why are you here? You know, you have to be able to trust and believe in the information that is coming from, that you know, because you will know if it is coming from a place of love and light, and it's not just you trying to, you know, feel the need that, you know, there's something more special about you than someone else. We are all special. We are all special, every one of us, you know, but we are all born special, but not everybody chooses to. Some people feel like they don't choose to believe that, and they feel like maybe there's something more special about them than you, and that is disconnecting yourself then from the all divine and what has been laid out for each and every one of us, and what we are doing to evolve. We come here to learn, okay? And in learning, probably the biggest thing is trusting and believing what the all divine is trying to have us do when we're here, you know, and how it can help maybe somebody else who might be struggling with that, and then in turn they turn around and they help you, right? Help me, help you, help us. That's what my husband, my other half, I like to say other half, rather than just, you know, my husband. I like to say my other half, okay, because he mirrors me, I guess, in a lot of ways. So it's like, you know, it's like seeing my reflection. Right? It's my other half. Anyhow, that's a whole different topic. But so it's very important that we understand that when we are here to learn, okay? And if you have somebody that's saying, no, you've got to follow what I'm telling you because I'm, you know, I know that I'm right, yada, 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 and they start discrediting you, then don't listen to that person, because they are going to be trying to knock you off of course. And there will be people, bleh, can't get my words out. There will be people, it's all kind of complicated, but that will be put in your life to test you on that. My goodness, it happens to me all the time. All the time I will get people thrown in my path that want to discredit everything I'm saying, make me feel nice and small, because that's where they like it, so that they can feel all, oh, look at me, you know, this is I am special. I mean, look how many times we see this with you know, not all, because there are some beautiful, amazing people who are celebrities, but look how many times we see that, say, with like famous people. They don't necessarily have to be famous like a movie star or a rock star or whatever, but in any kind of, say, position of power and that. And look how oftentimes it starts to go to their head, because they start disconnecting themselves from the all divine and feel like, you know, no, this is there is just something so much better about them than there is about you. And believe it or not, this also happens in this is where me and Aurora, we had this discussion. It happens in the ET UFO community. So like I'm having like all these experiences in that with ET stuff, sleep paralysis, seeing ETs, seeing myself on a ship, seeing ET children, and the whole nine yards, and seeing spirits and that. Like I remember even as a little girl, you know, I would see awake, not in sleep state or whatever, fully awake, and I'm seeing, physical manifestation of spirits and that, and talking with these spirits that would be, I would see. And so, uh, you know, we are conditioned to believe that society wants to make you feel like, because it's all about science and keeping it all in the black and white, no, it's got to be this way kind of BS, right? And that's fine. Science is amazing and it's wonderful, and there is good to have some skepticism about things like that, you know, maybe are just coming from ourselves and not truly from the all divine. But that's why we have each other to, if it's someone who's coming from a place of love, and that which you will know, if it doesn't feel right in that intuition that you're supposed to be trusting in, then that means maybe you shouldn't be listening to that person. But as a rule, if it's somebody that's coming from a place of love and that, then somebody who's the I don't want to say skepticism, but maybe doesn't quite feel that whatever maybe a message that you've gotten is not going to do good for you. If it's, like I said, really, really seek that. Now, it also doesn't mean that somebody with good heart and loving who's coming across to you, that they're 100% accurate. It again goes down to believing and trusting in yourself, living your own truth. Okay, if it feels like it you just know, and you just got this strong connection with the all divine, like it feels like that strong connection, it really feels it, then you need to listen to that, because they also want you to believe in yourselves. Okay, we have people who are going to be put on our paths who might be sent from our guides, connecting with their guides to kind of help us, helping us with our path. Okay, but you're also going to have those who are going to be put in place who are out to derail you, which has happened to me many times. And so it's a very interesting discussion. But I wrote this down on a pad because I'm having it's just it happens sometimes. I struggle sometimes with Lyme, but I will not let Lyme win. Okay, first off, I want to say that. And I actually recorded this video yesterday, and I showed it to Aurora, and she loved it, but she said, "You don't look like you're feeling well. You should maybe try it again." And I knew she was right, because that's why I sent it to her and didn't just post it like I automatically do, because I thought that myself. I was like, gosh, I can tell that I don't look well, and I want to look fabulous, and feel. Actually, it wasn't just look. Really didn't feel well, and I want to be on here when I'm feeling well and feeling, more empowered, rather than doing a video that's kind of half. So the message was good, but it was like my heart wasn't in it as much because I didn't feel well. But today is a different day. And so I was ready to record. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read what I wrote this down, just because I didn't want to miss anything. Okay, so it's called Living Your Truth. Living your truth means accepting and trusting what your intuition is telling you. When you are connecting with your higher self and your guides, you should have trust in their guidance, because they want us to trust in ourselves. It's very easy to become discouraged and start doubting ourselves if we start seeking others for validation in the information that we get. You may be looking for specific concrete evidence through needing others to believe you, so that you can believe in yourself. And that, my friends, you will never achieve. You'll always be striving and always feeling like, well, I still didn't quite feel validated by that, and I need more and more, and it becomes like a drug. It's like, oh gosh, I just need it, when they're telling you, hey, by you doing that, you're actually invalidating yourself, and then you're not going to be connected, and you're going to start becoming, more off with your information, because you're already cutting them off by saying, well, gee, I don't trust you, I need someone else to validate this information I got. Now, of course, we all love it, and it's nice, but don't expect validation, okay? It's all wonderful and amazing to get validated, but don't expect it, okay? Because we also have to validate ourselves. There is nothing wrong with going and saying, hey, all divine, God, whatever you want to call our creator. I like to say creator or all divine, but source, whatever you choose. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, can you give me a little validation, because I really need it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you need everything validated in that, that means you are having absolutely no trust. You are completely doubting any information you're getting. And that's not good, because we are supposed to also help ourselves while we're here, not just be expecting others to reassure that we are getting correct information and stuff from the all divine, and that you can pretty much tell. That's what intuition is. It's trusting your gut. It's trusting what you feel. Okay, so continued. All humans have abilities, okay, that they are gifted, okay, but many people refuse to acknowledge them because we have been conditioned to believe that somehow that's evil. Why is it evil? Trying to trust in what you are getting with your own personal connection to the all divine, and that, how is that evil? Because you got those who, like I said, are on a power trip a lot of times, and there's nothing wrong with someone if they're doing it in a way that's not trying to say, absolutely not, you cannot, because this is not the way it's supposed to be. Then obviously you don't want to listen to that person, because they are not coming from a place of love. They are not coming from a message that was given to them from the all divine. When they are doing that, that is strictly their own arrogance, believing in that they know more than you. Okay, so you definitely want to take that and throw that out the window. Okay, excuse me, my nose is itching out here because I'm outside and there's all kinds of pollen and everything else out here. So I don't want to make this message too long, but I want to give an example. Okay, me, with having all my experiences, and this is what I was kind of trying to get at before when I was talking. I was having all these experiences, and of course the regular world, that black and white world, and that you can't feel free a lot of times to talk about these things, because right off the bat you get rocks being thrown at you from the big skeptics who are, no, science only, right? Okay, that's not good. Okay. Like I said, it's okay to have some skepticism on things that if it doesn't quite feel right with you, then obviously then also believe in that, because you could be being told by your guides or whatever, hey, no, that's not quite the message that we're giving you, right? Okay, so anyhow, I wanted to fit in, or not fit in, I should say that, but I was seeking an understanding of what's been going on, because I just needed to make sense of it all, right? But I couldn't talk about it because a lot of people, they don't understand it. They're just not at that point yet, and that's okay. We all have our own levels of understanding, or are in our evolving process, and some people aren't there yet. Okay, so we just want to go and send them light, send them love. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, so but you have to be careful even in the ET, UFO, paranormal community, because you have people who are on ego trips. Okay, not everybody is going to love you and care about you. And let me tell you, I can tell you this, when I first started becoming part of this community of and I was so excited because there were other people that were having these experiences and that too. But some people that are in the community will try to discredit what you get because they like being on that power trip. you know, of feeling like, well, there is something more special about them, and you're not so special. No, we are all special. We are all amazing. But so if you're in, so the thing that I started to realize was, geez, I was a misfit. I already felt like a misfit and out of place in this world because I just, I've always been such a deep thinker and stuff, and always, it was weird because going to school and everything else, I had a hard time relating because I had all these experiences, and I just had a different way of thinking. Now, does that mean that those others are? No, because again, they're all on their learning level, and maybe it wasn't their time at that time. Okay, I just started at a very early age to see the world differently, and that. But it also made me feel like a complete and total misfit. But when I came into a group with like-minded people and experiences and stuff, I met some really wonderful people, but then I met others who felt like, no, your experiences is not, that's not the way, because there is this, oh, it has to be a textbook case. It has to be, you have to have this, you have to have this, you have to have this, and if you don't have those, then you're not an experiencer. I call that BS. you know, because they don't know all the things of what's going on with the universe and our guides and everything. None of us do. Nobody has all the knowledge. So, like me, a lot of the beings that I've had visions of, and that I did have with the Greys, or they'd come and, I'd see them during the sleep paralysis, the classic looking ones. But I've also seen completely different, because there's a lot of races out there, But because I didn't have the classic, okay, right off the bat, well, and I had even gotten upset because I was like, dang, I hear all these people and they have seen UFOs and all that kind of thing, and I never seen a UFO. So does that mean that because I've never gotten to see a UFO in the physical, that somehow that means I'm not worthy, I'm not special enough like these others? And that, no, absolutely not. I think certain people are given certain experiences, and this is what I kind of said in another video, as you know, and we can be having experiences in different ways, and we aren't recognizing it. Okay, but if you go in these groups like that and expect to be validated, you're never going to find it. You might get, it's like me. Like I said, I felt like such a misfit, and then when I came in there, I was like, geez, I'm a misfit among people who claim to be misfits. Because people get, humans are humans, and you get some, and they get on these power trips, and they have their own little cliques, and they might not want you to be a part of that, and it's sad, because then that's hurting not only someone else, but their own evolving. Then they stop evolving when they do that, and they get on these power trips. So anyways, so this message was a little bit longer today, but I felt it was really important. And I hope that what I have said today will resonate for you in some way. And feel free, if you feel like you need to make videos, if you're getting a download and it's so important to you, and that, don't let anybody else rain down on you and make you, throw you into the shadows. Because, that is not what any of us are supposed to feel like. Okay, if you're feeling that way, then just remember that you are your own worst enemy too. You need to recognize and believe that you are just as special as anybody else. We are all special. We all want to feel connected. We all want to feel special. We all want to feel loved and empowered, and that's the way we should be feeling. Okay, and I'm still going to have my moments, and so are you. But hopefully by putting this message out there, and others putting out their messages, and that, we all can just kind of support one another, and that, because that's what it's all about, supporting each other, uniting and coming together and embracing the divine love, okay, that comes from the all divine. So with that, on that note, you all have a beautiful, amazing day. I love you, and I wish you all nothing but the best. Okay, bye bye.